Good morning. Most of you probably know me because I'm kind of loud and I'm kind of everywhere. But if you don't, my name is Kirsten Starr, and I've been a member here at Abiding Presence for 13 years. This church has been my church home through a marriage and through a divorce. The only relationship that's longer is my hairdresser. It's been a place where I felt loved and I felt safe and welcomed, even when I was at my most broken. So this church and all of you that are here in it, you're some of my favorite people. This is about my favorite place. It's absolutely beloved. I've been a Sunday school teacher, Sunday school director. I've served with our preschool mission, Appleseeds. I've been on the board, and I was the board president. I've taught affirmation of baptism. My son is finishing up his first year of college and not dropping out, so success. And my daughter's in third grade. So youth and youth ministry and the development of our youth is personally really important to me, and I think important to the church as a whole. When I joined the church, we were busting out the doors for 2 services every Sunday. We had a really vibrant youth and family program, and things happened, and that changed. And it seemed to lead to another downturn. And kind of what came first, the loss of youth and family or the downturn, I don't know. It's a chicken and an egg kind of thing. But we've been pushing at what are the borders of what's a programmatic church for a long time. We've been right up at that cusp of programmatic. We are a pastoral church. And so this is nerdy church talk, but a pastoral-led church is exactly what it sounds like. It's led by the pastor. So we have Pastor Kim. Hopefully that's not a surprise to most people here. She's our pastor. But she's fabulous. And if you get baptized or married, a funeral, that's Pastor Kim. If you want a book study, that's Pastor Kim. Adult Sunday School, she's going to coordinate that. Affirmation of baptism, youth group, prayer groups, ecumenical church outreach, meeting with the food pantry, Faces, Appleseeds Chapel, Forks and Fellowship, Fall Festival, that's all Pastor Kim. Church Council, it's Pastor Kim. Finance, Stewardship Appeals, Pastor Kim. And I don't know if you know this, but she also does sermons weekly. So that's all Pastor Kim. And that's a pastoral church, which is what we are. So because, again, Pastor Kim, one human, she's limited in what she can do, right? It's not that she doesn't want to do all of the things, but she is not Jesus. So she really does have some earthly limits. Which means she has to pick and choose. A programmatic church opens us up more and allows Pastor Kim it allows for sort of a divide and conquer, right? It allows the church to grow, and that's not just in the number of congregants, but that's in the things that the congregation can do. When we called Pastor Kim, I was blessed to be part of that call committee, and it was a really amazing and life-giving experience. I would say that everybody should be on a call committee at some point, but I think that what that means is that we'd call another pastor, and I don't want to do that. So if you move to a different state, get on a call committee. But anyways, we called her. We had a few things that were ranked really, really high in our congregational needs. We had a debt on our church. I don't know if anyone remembers what it felt like to come in every Sunday with that huge debt hanging over the church. We wanted a pastor who could deal with that. And honestly, I'm not really good with money, so that was like a pastor who can work magic. That was what I had. But to shrink the massive debt, and we wanted a pastor who could do really meaningful worship and sermons, and we wanted youth and family restored. The debt has shrunk massively by magic and by work, by Pastor Kim, and that she really led us there. And I've come in every Sunday, and I felt that our worship is pretty meaningful and wonderful, and so she's done that. For the youth and family, we're on that cusp of becoming a programmatic church. It is a leap of faith to say that we get a rostered youth and family minister, that we will, bridge that gap, that we will go over that cusp. It is a leap of faith. It's also a leap of money. I do understand that, and I understand that not everyone is in a place that they can make that leap. But if you are, I hope that you will. I hope that you will with me. Do it for my daughter, who's 9, and I would really, really love her to grow up strong in faith and fellowship before we unleash her on an unsuspecting world, because they are not ready. Do it for the person sitting next to you in church, the person that'll come in next week. Do it for yourself, and help us bridge that gap. And another point, we asked the youth last week at youth group what they thought was, if they thought that having a youth leader was important to them, and they did, and we asked what was important, what did they want in youth program and youth leadership. We want someone who can plan stuff really well. We want someone who is open and understanding of minority communities like LGBTQ people. We want someone who understands us. We want someone who listens to us. We want someone with lots of energy. We want someone who's in their early 20s. Now, I don't know if you know this, but they might have had a certain Emily in mind. She's older than me. So I do want to know what sort of moisturizer she's using, because it's different than what I'm using, apparently. There's a whole room full of shocked teenagers when they discovered that she was older than me. Not sure if that's a compliment to her or if I should feel insulted. But I love this church. I deeply, deeply love this church. I appreciate all of you. No matter what choice you make, I absolutely love and appreciate you. And thank you for always being kind and loving and welcoming to a single mom who struggles much more than she succeeds. So thank you very much for your time today, and I really hope you'll consider supporting the Youth and Family rostered program. Thank you.
Just a little note. Watch your snail mail this week. If you haven't gotten it already, there's a letter coming in the mail to you inviting you to be a part of this giving program. And I want you to know, if you haven't gotten it yet, there's some exciting news. Our congregation council feels so strongly that this is the right move for our congregation that they've already made their commitments to it. And we've already have commitments in excess of $10,000 towards raising the funds for this ministry. And I think that is an awesome start. We invite you to be a part of it, and we'll announce the results of the whole appeal on May 5th at the congregational meeting. And so now, I'd like to invite the children forward for a children's message.